The Garmin Fenix 8 is the latest Fenix in the line of the Fenix series, building on the success of its predecessors with enhanced features, improved durability and cutting-edge performance tracking. A Garmin is primarily designed for athletes and fitness enthusiasts, focus on performance tracking, activity-specific features like GPS, heart rate monitoring and workout metrics. The version I have here is the 43mm and it's not the Solar, it's just the standard version. I've said in a previous review on a Garmin, it's pretty much impossible to do a full in-depth review of one of these things in a 10, 15, 20-minute video. I've had it a few weeks now, so what I'm going to talk about is how I've been getting along with it, how I've been using it, and how I've been finding its new features. New features to me anyway, are some of the smartwatch features that Garmin have incorporated into the Fenix 8. One of its new features is Garmin has built in its own voice assistant, and me personally, I found it to be pretty useless. It either does nothing, or when I've asked it to go for a run example, it starts a roar. Bit hit and miss there with the voice assistant. I've actually set mine to activate Siri on my iPhone, so yeah, I've been using it to communicate with Siri on my iPhone. The watch has its own built-in speaker, you can see on the bottom there, and then on the side we have a microphone. So yes, now you can do phone calls over the watch. We also have access to notifications. I've just dismissed all mine, and with Android you can actually interact with them, not on iOS however. And we still have all our glances, which are all customizable from the Connect app, or you can change them in the watch settings. We also now have a torch on the Fenix 8, which has adjustable brightness, and it has a red light as well. A lot of the watch features are customizable, and I'll say this a few times in this video, it's always miles easier doing it in the Garmin Connect app. I came from the Garmin Forerunner 955, so this is my first Garmin with an AMOLED screen. Now, I don't know about pixels per inch and whatever else is going on with it. All I know is it looks good. It is a lot better using this watch than it was using the Forerunner, just because of the screen alone. That screen is of course going to take a toll on the battery, and I have the smallest version, the 43mm, so that's obviously got the smallest battery. However, I found the battery, well, just fine. So example, I had 82% battery yesterday. I went out cycling for an hour and 20 minutes and I had this connected to a cadence sensor, and it was 72% there or thereabouts when I got back. So it's used 10% of its battery, running full GPS and connected to a cadence sensor. What I will say is, if you're thinking of a Garmin Fenix and you're going to be using it for doing ultra runs and triathlons and lengthy endurance events, then you're going to be better off with one of the bigger ones, perhaps the 47mm. The watch of course has heart rate and pulse OX monitoring. However, I found that to be, well, pretty consistent with my Forerunner 955, other than this. I went swimming with it the other day and I don't know what happened here, but other than that, just fine. We are back to QuickFit Bands with the Garmin Fenix. And Garmin has a wide selection of bands to choose from. But when I bought my Garmin Forerunner 945 many years ago, I bought it as part of a bundle and it came with this. So you could take the straps off the watch, sit the watch in here, and then click that into your Garmin mount on your bike. This watch doesn't fit into this mount, and as far as I'm aware, Garmin have stopped doing things like this for the watches. So that's a bit of a disappointment. So what is it like to live with? Well, as a watch, it's very comfortable. Band is comfortable. You hardly notice you've got it on because of how lightweight it is. I wear my Garmin all the time, including when I'm asleep, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me during the night. And yeah, it's really comfortable to wear all day. Typical day for me, get up in the morning, I get my morning report, which is customizable. Again, customize it in the Garmin Connect app, a lot easier easier. I'll then check my sleep score and then decide on what activity I'm going to be doing that day. So if I'm going to be going running, press this button here. This will take us to our activities. And now, as you can see along the top, we can pin our 3 favourite activities. Scrolling through the watch will take us to applications and come back, touch this over here, and it takes us to all the rest of our activities, and there's loads of them. If I'm going to go for a run, we will select run, wait for the GPS to start, and then we're good to go. The UI has changed slightly from the Forerunner. There we go, it's just locked onto GPS. Now when you're actually in an activity, scrolling down will take you to settings, courses. You can alter the screens the watch is displaying while you're doing your activity, but again, that's easier to sort out in the Garmin Connect app. This is where you can also access workouts, routes, and whatever you've got planned. A typical day for me with the watch as far as training goes is some kind of strength workout followed by a cardio workout, so either high intensity interval training, cycling or running. The Garmin also has its own built-in map and navigation. You don't need this connected to your smartphone, and none of this is locked behind a subscription. It's all there, already on the watch, straight out the box. So for running, you can actually create a course in the Garmin Connect app or on the desktop version, send it to the watch, and it will navigate you around that run. It is capable of a lot more than I can talk about in a short video. Like I said at the beginning, I will do more in-depth videos on specific features of the watch like I did for the Forerunner 955. I am a huge fan of Garmin, love Garmin products, and that is definitely true of the new Fenix 8. All the new smartwatch features, I don't really care about them. The first thing I do with any Garmin product is switch off all notifications. If it didn't have any smartwatch features at all, not a deal breaker, I'd have still bought it. What matters to me is good battery, built-in standalone GPS and routing, tick, got that. All the activities it's got built into it, and the metrics and data you can get from the activities that you do. And on that, it's a win-win.